name is Tim. I am battling ALS. I'm going to talk to you about something that's really important here, mobility. I have some of the devices that I use to get around. Walking has become very difficult for me. If I don't have something in my hand, there's a trip hazard very quickly. So I'm going to talk to you about the first item that I got. I got it about 1.5 years ago, thanks to the pressure from my oldest sister, Leah, and my little nephews. Blue is my favorite color, as you can tell, and this is called the Big Alex. They got it off of Amazon. I've had several now. This is actually the third cane that I've used. One of the best things about it is it breaks up. You can use it as nunchucks. It works self-defense, but more importantly, this little thing on the bottom here is a pivot. And so when you are leaning against it, because a weakness is sometimes a problem with us, obviously, so you can kind of lean up against it, and that is really important. On a traditional cane, you can't really do that as well. With this, with that pivoting bottom, it kind of pivots a little bit for you, so you can kind of lean, and it gives you that stability. Also, just the wide stance of that base is really important. And then you can use them as nunchucks, like I talked about a minute ago, or it's nice because it does this, and you can put it right on top of your chair, whether it's your power chair or it's any chair. You can stick it right over, and it kind of holds it for you in case you need to use the cane. Because with myself, I'm still mobile enough that I do need to get up, and I'm not in my chair 100% of the time. With everybody with ALS, it is, everybody goes through different stages, and everybody progresses at different rates. So it's so important to be prepared. As I use my cane, I started noticing little falls and things, so I started using the cane. And the moment you start losing that balance, and that's how it kind of started with me. I started feeling a little uneasy on my feet. I thought it was shoes. I went through dozens of pairs of shoes. So bottom line is, when you start feeling uneasy, use a cane. It's not worth falling. And then I went to the walker, and I found a walker. I'm 6'4", and so I needed a walker that was my height. And I actually found this walker at a discount store, and I negotiated with the guy a little bit, and I offered him $80, and he said you can have it for $60. It was kind of humorous. And so this walker is amazing in the fact that I have a seat. It's lightweight. The seat is my height, so I don't have to bend down when I get up. And sitting down is pretty easy. You kind of lean like this. I take it into the stores. I take it anywhere I go when we travel. It's really important, especially at a rest stop or something, and you need to get out. The power chair is not always an option, so especially if you're still mobile. One of the other things too, it has the brakes, and if you push down, it locks you in, so it's not going to roll on you. And the bigger wheels. It has some bigger wheels on the bottom, which are really nice. And then I customize it a little bit, put a cup holder on here. Cup holder is a must. One of the other things too that I like about this Rollator is this foam right here on this. Because a lot of times what I'll do is if I'm walking around, I'll just use the handle just like this, especially if I'm in the kitchen. And that'll kind of support me. But it's especially in the stage that I'm at, it's so important that I'm holding or keeping something, whether it's a wall or something around me. And also, one of the things I really like about this is I can put my plate. I can put my plate here, my cell phone right here. Just so many different things. I haul things around the house in there. And so Rollator is definitely, anybody with ALS is going to have a Rollator at one point or another. So it's really important to find one that fits your lifestyle and who you are, because there's so many different kinds. So that's a Rollator. I'm going to talk next about one of my favorite machines. This is the Action Track Chair. I'm a hiker. I'm always outside. We have several acres that we take care of here, and this machine is a must if you're an outdoors person. One of the things, It's expensive. It's another chair. Insurance will cover one chair. So, with insurance only covering one chair, obviously, for future needs, I needed the actual chair that I have over here that I'll talk about in a minute. This chair, however, my family, I have 5 brothers and sisters, and their husbands and wives surprised me with it, which is incredible. And I'm able to go on hikes still with my family. I'm able to get around the yard. It is an off-road machine. We took it to Florida on the beaches. It did amazing. We have a spotlight on it, very bright spotlight. Just an incredible machine. It can go anywhere pretty much that I used to be able to go, or almost. And I'm so fortunate to have the siblings that they were able to gift that to me. It's just absolutely amazing. And it's by far my favorite machine to stay mobile and stay independent. I think that's the most important thing about it, is staying independent. Just an incredible machine. And the charge lasts for a long time. You just plug it in and forget about it. I'm going to talk to you about one of the most important chairs that you're going to have with ALS. And this is my power chair. I obviously chose a blue one, but one of the things that you really have to think about your lifestyle. If you have a large yard, if you have any sort of idea that you want to go outside quite a bit, you want to think about something with the wheel situation here. So I test drove several out here. The guy that brought it out had, I think, 3 different chairs. And one of the things I really liked about this chair is the wheels. They're a little bit wider. They have a little bit more grip. And the back wheels are kind of the same way. They're a little bit wider and they're pretty good size as well. And I can go in gravel. I can go in grass. I can get around just about everywhere in my yard. There are some spots where if it's a little bit wet, then you're going to just kind of spin. But for the most part, you can go do quite a bit of outdoors, especially if you just have a yard that you're in, or even on concrete. Because one of the things I've noticed when you're out anywhere really, nothing's smooth and even. In that uneven surfaces, you hit a bump. It is nice to have the suspension. This thing has amazing suspension on it. And then also those big wheels. When we're going downtown Indianapolis and we're on the sidewalks, I don't have to worry too much about the sidewalks being uneven. It has lights on it, turn signals, everything like that. And one of the things about this machine right here, they are outrageous. They're expensive, they're marked up, and your insurance, most people have insurance, and insurance will only cover one chair. And so this chair right here runs around $30,000. That's an estimate, but this one was close to $30,000 is what was billed to insurance, and that's after insurance, cuts out their share and everything. So very, very expensive chair. One of the things that insurance did not cover that is just absolutely amazing is the ability for this chair to go up and down. I'm tall, and so people are constantly looking down when I carry a conversation, but with this chair, it raises up. And this is an absolutely great feature, but the only problem is insurance doesn't cover it. My insurance, Blue Cross, does not cover that feature. And so one of the most important things I can talk to you about is finding resources. If you are just diagnosed with ALS, or any disease that you're losing function or mobility, you have to call Voc Rehab, Vocational Rehabilitation. Every state has it. It's a service that through the government that keeps people working. And I contacted them right away a year and a half ago. And it was the best decision I made because they paid $1,200 for this feature to lift me up and down. And when in this, it slows you down. but you can still drive 3 miles an hour up in this position. I can still reach things. My eyes are about 6 foot level when I'm up at the highest. And so just an absolute great machine here. It has tilt. You can lay down flat, because one of the things you're going to notice is my ankles, you can tell right now they're starting to get red because I'm standing. And that's due to circulation. And so this actually, the feet raise up all the way up. You can tilt back, and so you can get your feet above your heart, which that's going to help with circulation. But you can't drive in that position. But just an amazing chair. It adapts to your breathing machine. It does about everything. And so if there's one thing that I can't stress enough is resources, vocational rehabilitation. Get a hold of them right away. You have to be working. So that's why I say you got to get a hold of them right away. It's so important. Because in some of the other videos, I'm going to show some of the other resources that I've gotten through vocational rehabilitation. My van, the automatic door opener, I'm going to show you that later in some other videos. There's a track inside my bedroom for future use. There's so many things. This disease is a very, very expensive disease. Very expensive. And so having people in your life, like family, you got to reach out. Unbelievable what my siblings did for me with this chair. And not only that though, I have great community members. And then where I went to school, Fairfield Alumni Association has helped me out so much. Where I work, I'm currently an assistant principal, and they've been amazing too. So you have to reach out and find resources. And Voc Rehab, I got a hold of them. I heard about them, and I didn't know anything about it. And it was difficult, lots of phone calls. It's a government organization, so you know it can be kind of challenging. But they really did come through. It's been over a year that I've been working with them, and so I can't wait to show you those other things. But really think about your chair design. I know even like our ALS walk downtown, a lot of people were having trouble getting around where we were with their chairs. This chair turns on a dime, even though it's a front wheel drive. It turns on a dime. A lot of them are mid wheel. This is a front wheel, but it still turns on a dime. I can get through my house just fine. I can get around in buildings just fine. I just love this chair. But it's not for everybody. So it's just kind of a matter of what you do. But obviously, my favorite chair is the track chair. And I'll post some videos of hiking with my family on there, so you can kind of see it in action. It's a blast. But thank you for listening, and I'm going to share some more videos. The next video I'm going to probably share is about the man van, which is another really important big purchase that you're going to make. And it's so important to have some key features, especially battling this disease. Thank you very much, and look forward to sharing some more videos.